Ashley.
Taryne.
Out of all my Taryne's fun facts that might be fiction that I've done, this is my favorite.
Really? That's a bold
and I
statement.
don't think you know this. If you do, can you just, for once in your life...
If I do, I'm better than everyone.
Just throw me a
I'm
bone.
better than everyone.
Can you just fake it and be like, wow?
Okay, I can do that.
I'll be able to tell if you're faking it.
Well, you just told me to do it.
Okay. Did you know the voices of Mickey and Minnie actually got married in real life?
I love
That's the
that.
most beautiful thing
I love that so
I've
much.
ever heard. I think that's real. You didn't know, huh?
No, I had no idea.
Yeah, they got married in real life.
Oh my
Isn't
God.
that beautiful?
Was it because of all the voiceover work they did together?
I think so.
I love. Wow. Today's episode is brought to you by ZocDoc. No one knows what you're looking for in a doctor better than you, right? And no one's better at giving you the tools to find the perfect doctor than ZocDoc. The people who created ZocDoc found the major pain points in healthcare, all the things that weren't working, and said enough. They said enough, and they made booking a doctor surprisingly pain-free. ZocDoc is a free app that shows you doctors who are patient-reviewed, take your insurance, and are available when you need them. Thank God. Read up on local doctors, get verified patient reviews, and see what other real humans had to say about their visit. So when you walk into the doctor's office, you're set up to see someone in your network who gets you. Find the doctor that's right for you and book an appointment that works for your schedule. Every month, millions of people use ZocDoc, and I'm one of them. It's one of my go-tos whenever I need to find and book a doctor. Go to ZocDoc.com/advice, ADVICE, and download the ZocDoc app for free, people. Then start your search for a top-rated doctor today. Many are available within 24 hours. That's ZocDoc.com/advice, ADVICE, ZocDoc.com/advice. Today's episode is brought to you by Best Fiends. Best Fiends is a mobile puzzle game that anyone can download and play. Whether you have a few minutes or a few hours, Best Fiends is the perfect puzzle game to lose yourself in because you're having that much fun, people. The game features tons of cute characters that help you solve thousands of fun puzzles. The more you play, the more characters you collect, and the more you win, the more challenges you face. I'm currently on level 15, and I can't stop, people. New characters and challenging puzzles are added all the time, and there are tons of fun events where you can win huge rewards. Obviously in the game, though. Don't go thinking it's in real life. So download Best Fiends free today on the App Store or Google Play. That's friends without the R. Best Fiends. Today's episode is sponsored by Factor. Winter is supposed to be hibernation time, and I won't deny I'm staying in more than usual, but that doesn't mean I'm not busy or that I want to spend all my time in the kitchen. Luckily, I don't have to meal plan or prep, and I can still eat well now that I leave my meals to Factor. Factor makes it easy for me to eat clean 24/7 with fresh, never frozen prepared meals that are so delicious, you won't even believe that they're actually good for you. Factor saves me time by delivering chef-crafted meals to my doorstep, eliminating the hassle of grocery shopping and meal prep, not to mention cleanup. That's right, people. No dishes here. And my favorite part about Factor is that with more than 29 meal options each week, I never get bored. Not ever, guys. Head to go.factor75.com/advice120 and use code advice120 to get $120 off, people. That's a lot of money. That's code advice120 at go.factor75.com/advice120 for $120 off. Hands down, probably the best fun fact we've had.
I think so too. Like, I think in that moment, you're like, I don't hate this segment.
Yeah, you're like, actually, I love this. I love this a lot. What is up, everyone?
Hello.
Welcome back to the podcast. I'm Ashley. That's Taryne.
Taryne.
This is Unsolicited Advice, and we are here to advise you on all of your life issues because we have none. I'm just kidding.
Who's got an issue? Raise your hand in the car.
Super excited for today's episode, and do we just dive in?
Well, we can like catch up. Is there anything like that's happened recently? Ashley's excited about this episode. She's like, let's go.
Well, I bypassed because I don't think I have any updates.
Oh, Must be nice.
Do you have an
stable
update?
life. I got catfished by a hotel.
What?
I got catfished by a hotel.
It wasn't a nice hotel?
No.
You know what?
Nope.
Hotel photographers, that's an art. That's an art. Good lighting and a wide lens.
I will say, like, they did good.
Yeah.
They done good. So like out of the list of hotels I was looking at, this was the most expensive. But because it looked like it was bright and like very like boho style, beautiful on the beach, I was like, I'm going to do it. So I spent so much more money than I should have.
Oof.
But I was like, it's worth it. Because like we were doing content for a whole day and a half. Like I was like, this is going to be great. And we got there and I immediately like looked at the building and I was like, huh.
Oh, interesting.
Huh. And it was the smallest room I've ever been in, super yellowy. The air conditioning was like a wall unit that sounded like someone was just blowing like a on you.
Yeah.
It was terrible. I got catfished.
Oh, no.
I even looked at their Instagram, but well, duh. Copy and paste photos. But anyways, it was interesting. But I made the most of it.
You know what I just noticed?
What?
I think we both say interesting wrong. Like, isn't it interesting?
Interesting. I don't think anyone says, Michaela, do you say interesting or interesting? Interesting.
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 Into resting.
Okay. We're
okay.
We're out. Let's go ahead and dive into the Tearing It Up segment, which is probably my favorite segment of the whole episode, which is when you guys send us hilarious, embarrassing stories. I have one for today, so I'm going to dive right in.
Do it.
Hi, Taryne and Ashley.
Hi.
My
favorite thing in the world is when Ashley's on like she's like
I'm on a trajectory.
She's on the top of the hill and like she already committed to going down.
Yeah.
She cannot break. Like she gets so phased if I throw anything at her.
Yeah.
So I try not to.
Dodgeball coming at me and I have to bob.
But I can't help it sometimes. It's just funny.
Bob and weave out of the way.
Go ahead.
I have been listening to the pod for the past few years, and every time I hear you guys read a Tearing It Up, I always tell myself that I should share this story. It's my back pocket embarrassing story, so buckle up. I'm 23 now, and this happened back when I was 16, so I've had plenty of time to heal from the embarrassment. So back when I was 16, I was on my school's track team. I was a subpar distance runner and had to run the mile at this specific meet. When the race began, I was feeling good. I started off at a strong pace and kept it up throughout the mile. It all came down to the last lap, and I wanted to push myself a little harder and pass the girl that was in front of me. I sped up and began running faster and faster. I passed the girl that was just ahead of me, feeling unstoppable as I heard people cheering my name. That was until I realized I was actively peeing my pants.
What?
Every step I took, more and more pee continued to come out. By the time I crossed the finish line, my bladder was completely empty.
Oh my gosh.
I'm just imagining like running full speed and water just like, or not water, pee just like flying behind you.
Ew.
I prayed nobody saw and ran over to my bag and quickly put a pair of sweatpants on. But from that day on, anytime I had to have a track race, I would purposely avoid drinking water so I wouldn't have the same fate. In hindsight, that was also probably not the best move. To this day, I don't think anyone saw the events that occurred on that fateful day, but to help myself sleep at night, I'll go with no. I will never forget that day because not only did I get my fastest mile time, but I was a 16-year-old who peed her pants. XOXO Dana.
Dang. I wonder if any of the runners like slipped in it. You know?
I mean, she said like fully emptied her bladder, so
it's like a good amount.
Yeah. I mean, it depends on what she was wearing. If it like,
you know, it's interesting.
Happened fast, or if it happened slow. You know.
I feel like most of the Tearing It Ups I see in our inbox have to do with like peeing.
Yeah,
people
I agree.
peeing themselves.
Yeah.
So, I mean, should we really be that embarrassed about it? Like, is this just a very like normal thing that we're just not aware of?
I don't think it's normal.
We should just embrace it.
Because remember, recently I read I almost peed on a stranger one on the plane.
Yeah.
She was like hopping over. Yeah. Anyways.
Yeah, I've
great
peed myself.
Story. I have. But I was a lot younger.
Oh.
Well, did yours happen recently?
I don't know.
Be honest.
I just like don't get as phased by it, I think.
Got it. Got it.
Anyways. Not me just like thinking in my head about all the times I've like maybe peed myself. Okay.
I don't know if you guys can relate to this at all or not, but I personally have a love-hate relationship with makeup. I love what it does to my face. I hate how long it takes. I love how it looks in pictures, but I hate how thick it feels on my skin. That is why I am so excited to be working with Luminess and their Breeze system, which works like a charm, people, like a charm. So for those of you that are unaware, Luminess and their Breeze system is a unique touchless way to put on foundation fast and easy. You don't have to deal with dirty sponges, dirty brushes, or fingers any longer. It goes on with air and is made for everyday application in just minutes. Basically, to break it down for you, with Luminess, you get 3 times more coverage with 10 times less makeup. So you're actually saving money, guys. It is designed to work with all skin types and all skin tones. Their clean and water-based foundation quickly and easily covers fine lines, wrinkles, conceals imperfections, and applies flawlessly in seconds. The reason I love it the most is because it's actually portable. I travel a lot, I'm running around, I'm running late a lot, and 90% of the time I'm putting my makeup on in my car. The Breeze airbrush is handheld, cordless, and rechargeable, so you can bring it wherever you need. Plus, it features a no-mess tip that prevents it from spraying in your hair or your eyes or your car, and it's also self-cleaning. And we love a brand that stands by their product. Luminess is so confident that you'll love their product. They're going to offer a 100% shade match guarantee. That means if it doesn't match, they will replace it for free. Plus, you get to try it at home for 30 days, and if you don't absolutely love it, you can return it for a full refund. Whether you're updating your beauty routine because you're heading back to the office or just looking for a better, faster way to put on your foundation, we've got good news. Right now, you can go to breezeairbrush.com/advice. You'll receive 50% off their airbrush makeup system plus free shipping. And because you're a listener, there's a special gift included just for you. That's 50% off plus free shipping when you go to breezeairbrush.com/advice. Don't forget, you get 30 days to experience the airbrush in your own home or send it back for a full refund. Okay, I will be the first to say that I have put my hair through so much. I have had every color of the rainbow. I've bleached my hair multiple times, and I have very fragile hair, so I need to be way more careful. Honestly, thank God for Way, because with their detox shampoo, it's never too late to hit the reset button and give your hair a little TLC. When I stop and think about it, I have put my hair through so much. I bleached it constantly. I have wrecked it in like the beaches and pools, laid out in the sun. It's gotten really dry without any moisture. And when I think about all the products I use in my hair, there's gotta be some buildup. No wonder it looks like trash. That's why I'm so excited to be partnering with Way for today's episode. You can reset your hair and scalp with their clarifying detox shampoo. You only have to use it once a week, and you can neutralize product buildup, oil, dirt, and hard water from your hair and scalp without stripping any moisture from your hair, which is what? Magic? Pure magic. A combination of apple cider vinegar and keratin exfoliates and balances your scalp, plus smooths frizz and creates a lustrous shine. I love the detox shampoo because it is great for all hair types, even treated hair with keratin, chemicals, color, or Brazilian blowout, meaning all of my girlfriends can come over and borrow it if they need. And I personally am obsessed with Way's signature fragrance that completely hides the smell of apple cider vinegar. It is infused with their dreamy signature Melrose Place fragrance with rose, bergamot, lychee, cedarwood, and white musk. I'm a big fan of bergamot, and I love how it smells in my hair. And Way was created by celebrity hairstylist Jen Atkin to create the first socially connected hair care brand, and we love that. So when you're ready to undo some damage, hit the reset button with Way Detox Shampoo. Go to theway.com, that's THEOUAI.com, and use code ADVICE, ADVICE, to get 15% off your entire purchase. That's THEOUAI.com, code ADVICE. One of the worst things that can happen is you taking the time to finally book a doctor appointment, you getting yourself there only to realize they don't take your insurance. It's one of the most frustrating things, but no one knows what you're looking for in a doctor better than you, right? And no one's better at giving you the tools to find the perfect doctor than ZocDoc. The people who created ZocDoc found the major pain points in healthcare, all the things that weren't working, and said enough. They said enough, and they made booking a doctor surprisingly pain-free. If you don't already know, ZocDoc is a free app that shows you doctors who are patient-reviewed, take your insurance, and are available when you need them. I love a good review. I'm one of those people that looks up reviews before going to places, so it only makes sense that you'd use that for your doctors. You can read up on local doctors, get verified patient reviews, and see what other real human beings had to say about their visit. So when you walk into the doctor's office, you're set up to see someone in your network and who gets you. In the chaotic world of healthcare, let ZocDoc be your trusted guide to find a quality doctor in a way that is surprisingly pain-free. With ZocDoc, you can get your docs in a row. Go to ZocDoc.com/advice, ADVICE, and download the ZocDoc app for free, people. Then start your search for a top-rated doctor today. Many are available within 24 hours. That's ZocDoc.com/advice, ADVICE, ZocDoc.com/advice.
Should I jump into my
let's
story?
dive into it.
Okay. So mine is titled, Is It Okay to Be Someone's Second Choice?
Never.
We'll see if you change your mind.
Never.
This is an interesting topic.
It is.
This is an interesting topic.
Mm-hmm.
You don't even, why are you, you don't even know what it's about.
I know enough.
You don't know.
I know enough.
You don't know.
Let me live, Taryne.
She goes, it is.
It is.
Okay. Dear Taryne and Ashley, my name is Catherine, but you can call me Kat. See, we're just like that much closer with her.
Mm-hmm.
Before I begin my story, I wanted to say how much I love you both and the pod. Listening every week has become the best part of my mornings.
Oh,
I definitely... You know how there's some podcasts that you listen to in the morning and at night?
Mm-hmm.
Like, I don't know why, but I listen to all my true crime more at night.
Mm-hmm. Oh, that makes sense.
When I'm driving.
Scarier.
Sets the vibe.
Yeah. Who wants to wake up and hear about death? You know?
Some people.
Some people.
I can think of a few people that I would not be shocked by that. I feel like our podcast would be.
I feel like it's a good morning one.
I feel like it's a good morning, but I could
feel
see
like it's
it
a
like
good morning
anytime.
commute one.
Morning commute, but I could also see like getting ready for bed and just having it on because it's light.
Yeah.
You know,
it's easy. It's
all this
easy
to
listening
say, because we're just so amazing. You can listen to us 24/7.
Whenever you feel like it.
Yeah. Okay. I'm 22 and a full-time student. I recently got a fellowship out of state, which has caused me to move in with my brother who lives where my fellowship takes place. He lives with his best friend, Aaron, who I never met. I just briefly heard of. Aaron and I were instantly attracted to each other, but we've both been too busy for dating, so we both agreed to what, Ash?
I'm so sorry.
You weren't listening.
I was getting my email ready.
You were listening?
I'm so sorry.
I just caught you so red-handed.
Well, no, you've never asked me a direct question while you were reading.
Yes, I have.
No, you haven't.
You forgot.
No,
What were you going to do?
I was going to chime back in once I pulled up my email.
Yeah, but what, you were just going to make up what you thought
it
I
was
had
the
said so
intro.
far?
It was the intro. I didn't think it was that big of a deal. I was going to chime in when it got good.
Savage.
Okay.
Pay attention.
Okay. Give me a summary of what I missed.
Wow. This is not intro. This is a lot of stuff. She moved in with her brother who lives in the same state where now her fellowship is.
Okay.
He has a roommate that she had never met before. But when she met him, instantly attracted. But they both said they weren't ready to like date. So they agreed to
just be friends. Platonic.
Friends with benefits.
Friends with benefits.
Oh my gosh. Get on my page. Okay. We agreed to a only relationship. No feelings and no relationships. Aaron made this very, very clear. Mm-hmm. However, not you watching me so intently like, shoot, I don't want to get caught again.
That's when I messed up.
I love that.
Trying to get back in your good graces.
However, the more our arrangement goes on, the more I quickly started to really like Aaron.
She's catching feels.
Friends with benefits does not. It's very rare that it works. It's very rare that
two very similar type of people, I think, to find each other and it work. 99% of the time, someone catches feels.
Someone has feelings. Or I will say it works until it doesn't work.
Yeah. It's going good until it's not.
It's very rare that you have like friends with benefits, and then you both are like, all right, cool, bro. Like, good to see you. Like, go on with your life. You know,
the handshake
with myself.
Boom, go.
Yeah, it's very rare. Okay. So I told him how I felt. He told me, it's not that I don't like you, Kat. I just don't want to like you. I don't want to like anyone. I don't want to love anyone. So I called off our relationship because I didn't want to be with Aaron if he felt this way. Aaron ended up coming to me a few weeks later and telling me he never got closure from his last breakup years ago. He was madly in love with her and he never felt like he could move on. Until Aaron bumped into his ex-girlfriend and saw she was married. So this gave him closure and let him move on. Oh. He told me he missed me, and if he was capable to love someone again, it would be me. I love him, and I don't want him to be with anyone. I don't want to be with anyone but him. However, a part of me feels as if I'm second choice, that if he saw his ex-girlfriend single that day, he wouldn't have come back to me. Yep. That he might have tried to fix things with her. How am I supposed to feel this way when his ex-girlfriend affected him to the point he wouldn't move on for years until he saw that she did? I don't want to feel like I'm second choice, but I've only told my best friend about this and she tells me I deserve better and should move on. Is it stupid for me to not want to be with anyone but Aaron? That the thought of Aaron being with someone else makes me heartbroken? I would love to know what you both think. I could use some advice. Thank you, Kat.
Whoa.
I want to be clear. I don't love this situation for you, but this is a very fascinating situation.
Yeah, it's a very, very specific situation. This is very interesting. Oof. If I were in your shoes, I think I would hate the fact he worded it all wrong. He worded it all. I understand where he's coming from. If he was hung up on someone, I get that closure can do that to you, but he did not need to tell you, oh, she's moved on, so now I am. Like, and I'm ready to be with you now because she's moved on. Like that.
But isn't that such a dude thing? Like,
probably.
Just this is so matter of fact. Whereas girls, like, we would. And I'm not, like, just separating it. I'm sure there's some guys that aren't and some girls that are terrible.
But stereotypically.
Yeah. Like, if that were me, like, I feel like I would have worded that so different. Like, when I was telling the person how it wouldn't work out, I would be like, hey, I really do care about you, but, like, I'm going to be honest. Like, I still have some stuff connected to my ex that I got to work through.
Yeah.
And then if I saw my ex move on and that meant that door shut, then I would do the work of figuring out, like, how to heal and move on from that. And then I would, like, start something up when I felt like I was ready. I don't think I would even, like,
dive back in.
Say, like, hey, guess what? My ex is married, so, like, I'm ready.
Yeah,
like,
it was almost like an automatic thing. Like, he was like, oh, cool, the very next day.
Yeah.
It was like, yeah, I'm ready to be with you. See, I don't like that.
So it's not even the situation necessarily, because I don't think that's necessarily fair to judge him for, like, the way he's feeling, because I know, like, I've been, like, in love with someone, and if I could pick anyone, it would be them. It didn't mean that, like, the people I ended up, like, having something with didn't mean something to me, but, like, my heart was, like, kind of occupied. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I don't think that's uncommon or unrealistic. I just think the way that he has done this, and because you guys started off as like, oh, like, we're just going to be physical and nothing else, like, that already starts a relationship off feeling like unstable. Like, you can't depend on it, you know?
Yeah. I feel like if I were you, what I would do is I would not call him out for it, but I would just be like, hey, so just to summarize, you are ready to be with me now because you just saw your ex and she moved on. So now you're ready to move on. Do you realize how that could make me feel in any way? So why don't you take some time to yourself and, like, really actually get over this? Because if we were to get together, then, like, there can't be a trace of her left on you, you know? Yeah.
He sounds like he's just not, like, even when he was like, if I could love someone, I would want it to be you. Like, it's just, he doesn't sound like a good
I don't like it.
Communicator. So
I've decided I don't like it.
I think I'm not opposed to it.
I don't like it.
But I would say if I were you, I would be like, hey, the way everything has happened has made me feel very like, oh, shoot, I wanted chicken, but they're out, so I guess I'll take pork. You know what I mean? Like, and I deserve better than that. So I think that you need to take time to like heal, get closure, like do whatever.
Yeah.
And I'm going to keep being myself. And if you decide like you really want something with me, then like pursue me.
Yeah.
Like, come after
Also,
me. And if I'm still available, cool.
Confidence is sexy as hell.
Yeah.
And if you do really want to be with him, like actually, then I would just very, very confidently remind him of what a catch you are. And what Taryne said, I would be like, listen, you're a mess right now.
Yeah.
And I don't have time for that. You call me when you're like done.
Yeah.
When you're fully done with her and healed. Then you give me a call. But as of right now, no.
Yeah.
I think he's a hot mess and you don't want to get involved in that.
Yeah. You don't want to be someone's Band-Aid. You want to be someone's like, you know, whatever.
Oh, 100%.
Someone's Neosporin. I don't know. I was like, what's better than a Band-Aid? I don't know. Okay. So yeah, Kat, good luck with everything. I just think remember what you deserve and don't settle. And maybe like while he's getting closure, flirt with someone else.
Wait,
let me finish.
I got it.
Because I do think sometimes you get caught in you put people on a pedestal and you kind of get like blinded by who they are and think like, oh, they're my everything. Especially guys that make themselves unavailable. You chase and you get so like obsessed with them.
Yeah.
So I think sometimes it's good to have a little bit of a palate cleanser to then see like, oh, wow, I was just wanting attention and I had like put his name to like love and affection. Or you like experience something with someone else and you're like, no, dang, like I really do want him. So not saying like just go around and start hooking up with people, but even just get yourself open to like flirting with a guy, going on a date and seeing if you're like, wow, like while I'm with him, like I'm like, this feels exciting. Or are you like, I want to be here with Aaron. You know what I mean?
Yeah. One of my favorite podcasts and people that I follow on Instagram is We Met at Acme. And she posts a lot of like, I think I've mentioned this before, but she posts a lot of like dating advice and she recently got engaged and she posted this whole thing about dating and she was like, why you should always be dating multiple people in the beginning stages of a relationship. And she was like, love does weird. One of the main things was like, love does weird things to you. And sometimes you think you have a catch when they're not. And you need to date other people to see what this person really is in comparison to like other guys. Yeah. And like, see what works well with you, see what doesn't work well with you, see what you vibe with and what you don't vibe with. And like, maybe you're dating someone and you're like, nothing's really there. And then you go on another date and it's awful. And you're like, wait, we actually had a lot of chemistry.
Yeah.
So she was like, she wasn't saying like play the field and go like sleep around with everyone.
No.
But just go allow yourself to be surrounded by other options because there's so many other options out there before deciding on this one person who has a burden that he's messy right now.
Yeah.
So it might be good to let yourself date other people and just see, we don't know what's going to happen, but just see.
I really agree. Wow. Same page.
I don't want to brag, but I feel like we nailed that.
Yeah, we did. Come to us for all your advice. Oh, wait, you did. Oh my God. Are you good?
I almost spit my coffee out. So, like, winter is supposed to be hibernation time, right? And I won't deny I'm staying in way more than usual, but that doesn't mean I'm not busy or that I want to spend all of my time in the kitchen. It's not my thing, not always. Luckily, I don't have to meal plan or prep, and I can still eat well now that I leave my meals to Factor. If you don't know what Factor is, let me just spit some facts out for you. Factor makes it easy for me to eat clean 24/7 with fresh, never frozen prepared meals that are so delicious, guys. It doesn't taste like it's frozen. It tastes like I just whipped it up in the kitchen myself. Each Factor meal arrives pre-prepared and ready to eat within 2 minutes, and that's even faster than like ordering food, guys, somewhere else. It takes 0 time. And the best part for me, Factor tackles the tough stuff so I don't have to. Their registered dietitians and expert chefs work hand in hand to create create meals with nutritious ingredients. And Factor knows my preferences. They offer vegan, veggie meals, keto meals, low-calorie options, cold-pressed juices, smoothies, energy bites, plant-based bars, extra protein, veggie sides, and more to keep me fueled and focused all day long. Head to go.factor75.com/advice120 and use code advice120 to get $120 off, people. That's a lot of money. That's code advice120 at go.factor75.com/advice120 for $120 off. Now that life is kind of back to normal, it is a very stressful world that we live in. And sometimes we just need a quick little escape. It doesn't need to be a huge, expensive trip somewhere. Sometimes we just need a mental break. And sometimes it just needs to be 5 minutes. And sometimes we just need to play a video game on our phone. There, I said it. I do it all the time, constantly, actually. And I'm here to tell you that I'm so excited that we are partnering with Best Fiends because I play it constantly. And it is honestly life-giving. If you don't know, let me tell you, Best Fiends is a mobile puzzle game that anyone can download and play. Whether you have a few minutes or a few hours, Best Fiends is the perfect puzzle game to lose yourself in because you're genuinely having so much fun. I'm currently on level 15 and I can't stop, people. The game features tons of cute characters that help you solve thousands of fun puzzles. Obviously, the more you play, the more characters you collect, and the more you win, the more challenges you face. New characters and challenging puzzles are added all the time, and there are tons of fun events where you can win huge rewards in the game, not in real life. Come on. Mardi Gras Mayhem was a tournament of champions where you can collect compasses to climb and rank the leaderboard, and I kind of popped off on it, guys. I don't want to brag, but I think this is a hidden talent of mine. And with thousands of levels, you can literally play as long as you want and never get bored. Trust me on that. It's going to suck you in, but you're going to like it. So download Best Fiends free today on the App Store or Google Play. That's friends without the R. Best Fiends.
All right, Ash, what do you got for us today?
We have we're going on a very different side of
love that.
things, which
love
is great.
that.
And this one just kind of like goes ahead and says everything in the title, but I'm going to say it because there's no like suspense in it. The title is My BFF Changed Her Phone Number and Didn't Tell Me.
That's
Madam.
Wow, that's like aggressive. Aggressive.
Okay, let's dive in.
Okay.
Hello, ladies. I would like to stay anonymous. I would like to start off by thanking you for making this podcast. It got me through some very lonely months during my freshman year of college, and I truly feel like I'm talking to my friend when I listen to UA. I would like your advice on how to handle this situation, if it helps. I'm a type 6 for reference.
Okay.
So 6s are the loyalists. And usually like go bad case scenario first, are very prepared for every bad case scenario because they've thought it through multiple times. They tend to have a lot of anxiety. And that's a 6, but they're also super, super loyal, and which I think is important. Once you're in their circle, they will die for you. Yeah. And there's no breaking out of their circle.
Yeah.
And let's continue. She writes, I met one of my best friends, let's call her T, when she transferred to my school, and a mutual friend suggested that we become roommates. We hit it off instantly, and she became my best friend. I even spent the following summer working and living with her at her parents' Florida beach house. Unfortunately, after only 1 year, T transferred again to go to a bigger school with a better social/party scene. I get it.
I mean,
we still stayed close and had weekly phone calls scheduled to keep each other updated in our lives. This semester, we were both supposed to study abroad, her in Italy and me in London. Unfortunately, my school canceled its study abroad program at the last minute, so I was unable to go, but T is currently abroad. The issue started just before T left. I am so excited that she gets to experience studying abroad, as it is something she has always been talking about for pretty much a full year now. I was texting her leading up to her departure saying how I hope she sends me lots of pictures and keeps me updated, and to come back with an Italian boyfriend, LOL. I knew her departure date and texted her a long goodbye, but never heard back. I texted her again a week after, thinking she must have been busy with her move and giving her time to settle in. But again, I got no response. After waiting another whole week, I reached out to her sister and asked if she was having cell service issues and wanting to make sure she got my messages and made it there safe. Her sister told me that she had gotten a new phone and SIM card just before leaving for Italy, and her only mode of communication abroad would be using WhatsApp, which is that app that you can message through. As you can imagine, I was crushed. I am not someone who makes friends easily, so the idea that one of my best friends forgot to give me a way to contact her before going abroad for 7 months was unsettling and has made me overthink our friendship and question if she values me the same way that I value her. I reached out to her on WhatsApp and she was apologetic and promised to call me that weekend. That day rolled around and she had to change the day and said that she would call me the next day instead, and she never did. That was 2 weeks ago, and I haven't heard from her ever since. And I have yet to reach out again, as I do not want to burden her. I know she's abroad having the time of her life and living in the moment, so I don't want to make this special time in her life about me. But it hurts to see her post on Instagram with comments from her new school friends claiming to be her best friends. It makes me feel like I was just a pit stop for her when I pictured her being a lifelong friend. I guess what I really want to know is whether I should reach out again or not, and how to address this with her. I can't think of any reason why she would do this on purpose. We were in good terms and talking weekly leading up to her departure, but I almost think her forgetting about me is worse than purposely cutting me off. Sorry, this is so long, but I would appreciate any, and she adds in parentheses, very solicited advice that you have for me. Lots of love.
Yeah.
I mean,
That's hard.
Imagine like I just up and left for London and didn't say anything. Didn't say, hey, I'm using WhatsApp, didn't give you my number, didn't message you on Instagram. What's wild to me is I get the whole, I'm sure she was stressed. She might have forgotten to message her new number to people. But there's things like email, there's things like Instagram and Facebook where you can easily slide it and be like, hey, I forgot to tell you I got this. And then especially after having reached out and she still hasn't responded.
Yeah, it's one of those things where everything separate is oh, I can maybe explain that. And then you said something else. I was like, you can maybe explain that. But yeah, because I could see her just being so wrapped up in everything that she forgets to say.
Yeah.
But that should have only lasted for a certain amount of time. Yeah. And then when you reach out, that was her chance to just say I'm so sorry. I've been just wrapped up in stuff. Because even sometimes there's miscommunications in friendships. I feel like we've even had some, you're a very you'll go on vacation and I won't hear from you because you get just so wrapped in your trip, where I'm a oh, I want to tell you about this, oh, this just happened type of person. And I remember there's been times where I've been that's so weird. She just leaves and then forgets me. But that's a week vacation or something.
I was going to say.
And usually you'll send something or I'll respond to your story and you'll say something back, whatever.
Yeah.
So there's a sense of where I have recognized that sometimes you get wrapped in your plans.
Yeah.
But that's very short-lived, and there still is a sense of I know if I texted you, you'd text me back. It's not like you're I'm on vacation, Taryne, I can't be reached.
What I figured out about myself is, and I know this because my mom called me out on it. I went on a trip overseas, and she was like, "Let me know when you get there." Didn't.
Yeah.
I don't check in.
Yeah.
And it's not that I don't want to text or talk. It's I don't think to check in because I'm fine. You know. In my head, I'm
get very independent. I'm doing my own thing.
I think I really do enjoy that. So there's a part of me that's I don't need to. I should if people ask me to. If my mom is hey, you're traveling to Eastern Europe, let me know when you land, you know.
Fully, which is my point. There's people like that, but if I were to text you and be hi, you didn't respond, what's going on,
I would answer.
You would be oh my gosh, I'm so sorry, whatever.
Yes.
So I think enough has happened to where it's weird. So if I don't know, I'm the type of person that would reach out again because I'm very much I want to hash it out and talk about it type. Whereas Ash, you're a little more like, I don't want to have conflict, like, whatever, okay, obviously you don't want to talk to me. I could see you being like,
I was going to say,
okay.
If it was me and I was in your shoes, I would read the room and be like, she doesn't want to talk to me.
Yeah.
And I would be like, if she wants to reach out, I've messaged multiple times. That's plenty on my part. Like, I've done my part.
Yeah.
She can meet me halfway when she's ready to talk. But if this is something that's going to bother you, eat at you, keep you up at night, then I agree with Taryne. If you want to just get it over with, reach out again and be like, hey, can't help but feel like you hate me.
Yeah.
Can we talk about this?
And I think too, just being like, hey, like, I don't know what's going on. I don't know if something happened that I'm not aware of or if you're upset with me, but like there was this weird shift and like I'm just kind of confused. Like if you're wanting to just experience your trip, like I'll give you that space, but like am I missing like a piece?
Yeah.
And then it'll be interesting if she says anything, but at the same time, like you have to remember what you deserve too. And friendship doesn't work that way. You can't just like be on and off. Like you're either there for someone or you're not. So
yeah. I think Anonymous actually worded it really well by saying like it's almost worse that she forgot than like purposefully was like, oh, I'm busy, I'll text her later or something like that.
We say it with relationships, like you can't, no one deserves to like try to convince someone to love them. Like that's so damaging to like how you view yourself.
100%.
And I think it's just as damaging in friendships too.
Yeah.
So I feel like it's up to you whether like you feel like you need to just get that piece out. But I think...
And how close of a friendship you have.
Yeah, I think
if this
going
is something
forward,
she said she thought it was a lifelong friendship.
Yeah.
If you really think that was the case, then reach out.
I'm curious what it'll be like when she comes back. If all of a sudden she's like, "Hey, let's pick up where we left off."
Yeah.
But yeah, I think.
But
you
even
just
then,
need to
she's
sit
going
in
to a
that.
different school. They're not that close, so like physically.
Woo. Yeah, I think you need to take all that energy and effort that you've been putting in thinking about her and being sad about her and focus it on other relationships in your life and finding other friendships.
Yeah.
And then, I think things have a way of working themselves out. When she comes back, maybe you can pick up. I had a friend with a very similar thing. Like she left, was in different chapters of life and totally abandoned me. And there were even times where I was like going through stuff and I was calling her because I think my grandpa had just passed. I'd gone through a breakup. Like I was just struggling. And so I was calling and just like, I literally saying like, I need you. Like I need you. And totally ignored me. And then she comes back and, it was years of being heartbroken, being like, oh my God, after all these years, like all this stuff, she comes back and tries to just be like, oh my God, hey, let's hang out. And I was like so...
devastated.
I was so broken and had already like put that wall up between me and her. And I never was able to like get over it. Like I was cordial and whatever, but I kind of was very clear that like a friendship was not going to like happen. So it just depends what type of person you are.
Yeah.
But I think that just sitting and being sad is like never something anyone deserves.
No.
So I would say your piece that you have to say, and then I would like be active in trying to like live your life.
And full circle, back to the We Met at Acme podcast. There's always others out there. So maybe this is a good season for you to go and intentionally go and try to make other friendships and see if you actually had a good friendship with this girl who's studying with T. Like, what if it actually wasn't a healthy, balanced friendship? What if you thought it was and it wasn't, and you go out and you start making other friends and you see what a healthy friendship actually looks like? Yeah. So
no, totally.
Go make friends.
Yeah.
Go live your life for you, and then
it's never
I think
too
you'd be
late.
shocked. No.
Me and Ash met after college.
Oh,
well,
yeah. I mean, I was in college.
Kind of still in college.
Technically.
I had like barely graduated, which I'm older than you, so equal. Equals.
Equals.
But yeah, like you just have to put yourself out there and like the right people will find their way into your life. I really believe that. So
1,000% agree with Taryne.
Dang. Well, keep us posted.
If you wanted
we would love to
reach out to her and then immediately email us with an update, we wouldn't be mad at it.
Yeah.
But you got this.
Yeah. Okay. All right. Well, in true UA tradition, I'm going to end us with a dad joke.
Thank God.
Ready?
Yes.
I got distracted because I started reading the other one and I was like, wait, is that one better? But I'm going to stick with it. I'm giving my chimney away for free. You could say it's on the house. Have you noticed when I deliver it? I'm like,
she always, Taryne, if you guys are not watching the YouTube, Taryn's always finger gunning and always like, your voice goes in that like register.
Yep.
You
know, I am a trendsetter because if you look on TikTok, everyone's always doing the finger gun sound. I'm like,
that was all you?
I walked before you could run.
That was all you?
It was
You started finger guns?
I invented it.
Guys, thank you so much for making it all the way to the dad joke. If you did, we love you the mostest. If you are sitting on a story that you want to share, a funny story, a serious story, doesn't matter.
Yeah.
Write it in because we would love to hear it and tell you what you should and should not do.
Yes.
As we do.
Make your lives better.
Obviously.
One episode at a time.
Just changing the world.
Yeah.
For the better.
We love you all and we will see you again next week. Hear you again next week. Talk to you again next week.
Okay. One of those. All of those.
Bye.
We are sponsored by Luminous. What makes Luminous unique? It's a completely touchless way to put on foundation fast and easy. No more sponges, brushes, or fingers. Ew. It goes on with air and is made for everyday application in just minutes. Luminous is simple. You get 3 times more coverage with 10 times less makeup. Designed to work with all skin types and skin tones, their clean and water-based foundation quickly and easily covers fine lines and wrinkles, conceals imperfections, and applies flawlessly in seconds. I think a lot of people think that airbrushing sounds inconvenient, but actually it's convenient, and that's why I love Luminous. The Breeze airbrush is handheld, cordless, and rechargeable so you can bring it wherever you need. Plus, it features a no-mess tip that prevents it from spraying in your hair or your eyes, and it's self-cleaning, thank God. Whether you're updating your beauty routine because you're heading back to the office or just looking for a better, faster way to put on your foundation, we've got good news. Right now, you can go to breezeairbrush.com/advice. You'll receive 50% off their airbrush makeup system plus free shipping. And because you're a listener, there's a special gift included just for you. That's 50% off plus free shipping when you go to breezeairbrush.com/advice. Don't forget, you get 30 days to experience the airbrush in your own home or send it back for a full refund. Today's episode is sponsored by Way. There's nothing more refreshing than hitting the reset button every once in a while. Reset your hair and scalp with the clarifying detox shampoo from Way. Our hair is resilient and it goes through a lot, but it can take a lot of experimentation and sometimes outright neglect sometimes. But it is absolutely never too late to hit the reset button with the clarifying detox shampoo from Way. Use it once a week to neutralize product buildup, oil, dirt, and hard water from your hair and scalp without stripping away any moisture. A combination of apple cider vinegar and keratin exfoliates and balances your scalp, plus smooths frizz and creates a lustrous shine. Way is great for all hair types, even hair treated with keratin, chemicals, color, or a Brazilian blowout. And Way has a signature fragrance that completely hides the smell of the apple cider vinegar. Thank God, don't want to walk around smelling like that. It is infused with their dreamy signature Melrose Place fragrance with rose, bergamot, lychee, cedarwood, and white musk. Explore their full collection of cruelty, sulfate, and paraben-free hair care, body, and fragrance products. So when you're ready to undo some damage, hit the reset button with Way Detox Shampoo. Go to theway.com, that's THEOUAI.com, and use code ADVICE, ADVICE, to get 15% off your entire purchase. That's THEOUAI.com, code ADVICE.